Tu peux sortir, Diablo. Quel soulagement, mon frère. Mais tu es complètement métamorphosé.
Ben oui, c'était l'idée.
Qui est-ce qui t'a fait tout ça?
C'est Lucas, il m'a aidé.
Mais il a fait un super travail, c'est...
Bon, écoute, est-ce que tu es sûr qu'on ne t'a pas suivi?
Bien sûr, j'ai fait tout ce que tu m'as dit. Je suis allé dans la salle de cinéma et je me suis assuré qu'il n'y avait personne.
Ok.
Ainsi, nous sommes tranquilles.
Merci d'avoir fait tout ça, Topo.
Mon frère, tu sais bien que je ferai n'importe quoi pour toi, hein?
Ben je sais. Hein? Allez, on n'a pas beaucoup de temps et j'ai beaucoup de choses à te dire.
Tu n'en reconnais aucun?
Non. Non. Ah, Horatio. Horatio, ça peut nous prendre des heures.
Jimmy, Manuela a regardé plus de 100 visages et elle ne reconnaît personne.
Écoute, il n'y a pas une autre manière de pouvoir faire ça?
Non, je suis désolé. Écoute, je sais que tu fais un gros effort, mais tu es la seule personne qui puisse nous aider à retrouver ce que nous cherchons maintenant. Elle doit identifier toute la bande? Si nous attrapons toute la bande, il est fort possible qu'on arrête le chef de cette même bande. Nous croyons que c'est un certain Hierro, et que Angel travaillait pour lui.
Le Hierro? Ah, Jimmy, peut-être que c'est ce type dangereux qui, selon Angel, le recherchait pour pouvoir le tuer. Ah, oublie ça. Peut-être que ça aussi c'était un mensonge.
Bon, selon l'enquête, ce soi-disant Hierro est celui qui organisait et planifiait toutes les opérations. Jimmy, mais vous n'avez aucune idée de qui ça peut être? La seule chose, c'est que... Bon, nous ne sommes pas sûrs, mais... C'est une personne qui a d'excellents contacts.
Je tiens à féliciter chacun d'entre vous pour son engagement durant toute l'année. Je n'ai aucun doute sur le fait que chacun de vous pourrait me succéder.
Non. Je pense qu'aucun de nous n'est capable de te succéder.
Ah, c'est gentil de dire ça, Martin. Mais cette compagnie a besoin d'un nouveau chef. Et nous, les vieux, nous devons laisser la place. Il n'y a aucune raison de le cacher. Bon. Je vais maintenant parler du résultat de chacune des compagnies. Mais je veux adresser une mention spéciale à la compagnie qui a obtenu le meilleur chiffre durant toute l'année. Et naturellement, je fais référence à Mac Forwarding.
Merci. Merci.
Non, 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 Jimmy, c'est inutile, ils ne sont pas là. Les hommes dont j'ai fait la connaissance ne sont pas là.
Jimmy, vraiment, il doit y avoir une autre solution pour que Manuela les identifie. Je sais pas, moi, un portrait robot, quelque chose. Non, il n'y en a pas d'autre.
Et si j'allais au bar pour pouvoir les identifier?
Mais tu es folle?
Pourquoi? J'y suis prête, c'est insupportable, Horatio.
Oui, mais Manuela, ça serait dangereux.
Eh ben, ça m'est égal.
Manuela, je comprends ton angoisse, mais je ne peux pas faire ça. Les gens de la bande savent sûrement déjà ce qui est arrivé à Angel, et ils doivent être sur leur
Et
garde.
qu'est-ce que ça a à voir avec le fait que j'aille les
C'est
identifier?
très dangereux, et je ne te laisserai pas prendre ce risque, d'accord?
Bon, alors qu'est-ce qu'on fait, Jimmy? Qu'est-ce qu'on
Eh,
fait?
d'accord. Je crois que ça suffit pour aujourd'hui. Bon, je verrai comment me débrouiller, d'accord?
Je peux y aller?
Oui, tu peux y aller. Merci, Jimmy.
Topo, j'ai beau retourner ça dans tous les sens, je ne comprends pas ce que voulait Hierro.
Moi non plus, mon frère. S'il avait voulu te tuer, il t'aurait tué le jour du rendez-vous et sans que
Ouais.
personne ne s'en rende compte.
Il s'est chargé du travail pour organiser un plan pour m'obliger à aller cambrioler cette maison. Il a payé 2 policiers pour aller me tuer.
Eh, il voulait que la police te tue et personne d'autre, mon frère.
Les documents n'avaient aucune valeur. Tout le contenu du coffre ne l'intéressait pas.
Comme ça, peut-être que le fait qu'ils disent de ne pas aimer Manuela, eh bien, ça n'est pas si vrai.
Non, 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 Topo, il ne l'aime pas. Allons, si c'était par jalousie, il m'aurait tiré une balle dans la tête pour me faire disparaître de sa vie. De plus, il n'aurait pas eu besoin de me mentir quand on s'est rencontrés, il n'avait pas besoin.
Bon, et en plus, il sort aussi avec Marina.
Voilà pourquoi je comprends pas, Topo, je ne comprends pas. Et ce n'est pas pour moi. Je ne m'inquiète pas pour moi, c'est pour Manuela.
Alors, qu'est-ce que tu vas faire par rapport à elle, mon frère?
Il faut que je la contacte, le plus vite possible, Topo. Topo, qui sait ce qu'elle peut penser, mon frère? Manuela doit être angoissée, elle doit être confuse.
Fais attention, mon frère, hein. Tu ne sais pas ce que les gens lui ont dit.
Non, Manuela sait que je l'aime, Topo. Elle doit penser que tout ça n'est qu'un horrible malentendu. Voilà pourquoi je dois la voir. Mais je dois attendre le bon moment.
Bienvenue chez Rochester Incorporated. Pour le français, tapez 1. Pour entrer en communication avec le service des ventes, tapez 1. En ce moment, tous nos agents sont occupés. S'il vous plaît, laissez votre message. Bienvenue chez Supercargo. Pour le français, tapez 1. En ce moment, tous nos agents sont occupés. S'il vous plaît, laissez votre message.
Entrez.
Excusez-moi, monsieur Acero.
Je vous écoute, monsieur Santana.
J'ai essayé d'entrer en communication ces 2 dernières semaines avec Rochester Incorporated et Supercargo et je tombe sur un répondeur en appelant les 2 entreprises.
Ah, oui, eh bien, c'est bizarre.
Vous n'auriez pas d'autres numéros, par hasard?
Eh bien, j'ai seulement les numéros que je vous ai passés. C'est toujours ceci que j'appelle.
Alors, vous ne communiquez pas directement avec les gérants?
Ah, eh bien, pas toujours. Ce sont des gens très occupés.
Vous n'auriez vraiment pas d'autres coordonnées?
Je suis désolé, mais non.
D'accord. Alors, je n'ai pas d'autre choix que de continuer à insister, monsieur.
Très bien.
Excusez-moi.
Bon, alors voilà, après maintes considérations, j'en suis arrivé à la conclusion que, malgré le concours, la personne la plus indiquée pour me succéder est ma fille Virginia.
Excellente nouvelle.
Félicitations, Virginia. Bien joué,
Bravo.
Virginia.
Par avance, je tiens à vous remercier de votre total soutien à ma fille pour mener l'entreprise vers un brillant avenir.
Ah, excusez-moi, un appel du Portugal. Il faut que je réponde, excusez-moi.
Je t'en prie, Martin.
Allô? Oui. Oui, ne quittez pas.
Je suis sûr que ma fille jouera un rôle extraordinaire dans l'entreprise.
Pourquoi m'appelles-tu? Je suis en plein milieu d'une réunion.
Je suis désolé de vous déranger, monsieur Martin, mais le détective Uribe m'a appelé. Il semblerait qu'il y ait des problèmes.
Quoi? Diablo a été retrouvé?
Non, pas encore, non. Les recherches continuent, mais ils n'ont rien trouvé. Mais le problème, monsieur Martin, c'est que la police a pris connaissance de la taverne. Et ils connaissent les surnoms de plusieurs noms de la bande.
Quoi? Et comment ont-ils appris ça? Ne me dis pas que Cocho a pris peur et qu'il a commencé à parler comme un imbécile.
Non, monsieur Martin. Non, précisément, ce n'est pas le Cocho, mais mademoiselle Manuela.
Par Manuela? En quoi ça la concerne?
Uribe croit qu'ils vont tous se rendre dans le quartier pour aller les voir et que ça peut être aujourd'hui.
Appelle Léon et dis-lui qu'il faut qu'on se voie à la planque dès maintenant et que je l'y attends. Tu es en bas?
Oui, patron. Je suis ici en bas, je vous attends.
Marisela?
Oui,
Il
monsieur.
faut que j'y aille. Dites à Hannibal que j'ai eu un problème important et que je le rappellerai plus tard.
Bien, monsieur.
Manuela a été très courageuse hier soir. Tu t'imagines ce qu'elle pouvait ressentir?
Oui, je me l'imagine bien. Et je dois t'avouer que quand tu m'as dit qu'elle viendrait personnellement identifier les membres de la bande, ça m'a énormément surpris. Je pensais qu'elle aurait refusé, qu'elle n'aurait rien voulu savoir de l'enquête.
Bon, je suppose que ça doit être dû à la colère contre cet imbécile.
Oui.
Je sais pas, je crois qu'elle comprend que la meilleure chose qu'elle puisse faire est de se laver de toute cette saleté qui l'enveloppe.
Écoute, et d'autre part, raconte-moi comment ça s'est passé avec les parents de Virginia.
Ça a été très désagréable. Le père me déteste, mais bon, au final, je crois qu'il a été très heureux.
Hein? Heureux? Comment ça, heureux?
Tu sais, Virginia, pratiquement en face de moi, a accepté d'être la présidente de la compagnie. Et ce qui signifie Qu'elle accepte la condition qui lui a imposé de rompre avec moi.
Je suis vraiment désolé pour toi, Jimmy.
Ça va. Tu sais, de toute façon, notre relation battait de l'aile. Par la suite, ça aurait été pire.
Hier soir, j'étais avec Virginia à son appartement. Et tu sais, elle m'a beaucoup parlé de toi.
Hannibal a pris la meilleure décision.
Merci énormément. J'espère seulement être à la hauteur de mon père.
Sans doute. Je vous remercie.
Je vous en
Évidemment
prie.
qu'il sera, Virginia. Même si, peut-être que l'apprenti a tout à apprendre du maître.
Naturellement qu'elle sera à la hauteur. Veuillez
Je
m'excuser.
vous en prie, Hannibal.
À bientôt, papa.
À bientôt, ma fille.
Comment vas-tu?
Bien.
Nous n'avons pas eu l'occasion de discuter de ce qui s'est passé cette nuit-là. Virginia,
Mauricio, c'est quelque chose que nous devons essayer d'oublier, d'accord? C'est quelque chose que personne ne doit apprendre.
évidemment. Et... eh bien, ce sera notre secret. Et je veux te dire que tu peux compter sur moi pour quoi que ce soit, Virginia. Je serai toujours là.
Merci, Mauricio. Je crois que j'aurais vraiment besoin de ce soutien. Merci.
Je te l'ai pas dit pour que tu ne sois pas fâché avec moi, Jimmy.
Et comment veux-tu que je me sente, hein? Vous vous êtes réunis dans mon dos.
Ça n'a pas été une réunion. Allons, voyons. De plus, je n'étais pas d'accord, mais elle a insisté. C'était juste un café, Jimmy, pas une réunion. Pendant qu'on attendait que tu termines ton entretien avec
Une
Manuela.
réunion pendant laquelle vous avez discuté de ma relation et des causes de la rupture.
Si j'avais su que tu te mettrais dans cet état, je t'aurais rien raconté.
Exactement. Tu aurais mieux fait de rien me dire, Mike.
Écoute, Jimmy. Virginia regrette beaucoup ce qui s'est passé. Elle n'a jamais voulu te faire du mal. Voilà ce qu'elle voulait me dire. Et elle m'a dit qu'elle n'aimera jamais personne comme elle t'aime, toi. Tu peux me croire, elle était très triste et très angoissée à cause de tout ce qui s'est passé. Et comme elle sait bien que tu ne lui donneras pas l'occasion de te parler, elle m'a demandé de te le dire.
D'accord, Mike.
Have you gone to bed angry, replaying the same situation over and over in your mind, wishing you had said something different, wishing they had treated you better? Let me tell you something. Your peace is yours. Your happiness is yours. And no one has the right to take that away from you. But here's the truth. People will test you. They will disrespect you. They will push your buttons. That's life. You can't control what they do. But you can control what you allow to bother you. So today, I'm going to show you how to walk through life untouchable, how to move with so much strength, so much peace that no one can break you down. Most people go through life believing that emotions just happen to them, like the weather, unpredictable, uncontrollable, and inevitable. But the truth is, emotions are not storms that hit you out of nowhere. They are responses. And responses can be controlled. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how two people can go through the same situation and react completely differently? Someone cuts you off in traffic and one person might explode with rage while another person simply keeps driving unfazed. The difference isn't in the event, it's in the person. And that difference is control. The moment you realize that you are in charge of how you feel, you reclaim a level of power that most people never experience. You stop being a puppet to situations and you start becoming the master of your own mind. When someone says something disrespectful to you, your first instinct might be to snap back, to defend yourself, to show them they can't talk to you that way. But let's stop for a second. What do you gain from that reaction? What do you truly win? In most cases, reacting emotionally only gives them exactly what they want. Your energy, your focus, your peace. The person who upset you walks away knowing they had the power to control your mood. They got under your skin, and now you're carrying around that anger while they move on with their day. Is that the kind of control you want to hand over to someone else? Because every time you react with anger, that's exactly what you're doing. You're putting your emotions in someone else's hands. That's not strength. That's not power. That's weakness in disguise. True strength is in restraint. It's in knowing that just because someone tries to provoke you doesn't mean you have to take the bait. Imagine someone standing in front of you trying to push your buttons. They're insulting you, questioning you, provoking you, waiting for that moment when you explode. Now imagine looking them in the eye and not reacting. Imagine smiling, nodding, and walking away. Do you know how powerful that is? Do you know how frustrating it is for someone who thrives on drama to see you refuse to engage? It's like a fire that has no fuel, it burns out instantly. This is what self-control looks like. This is what power feels like. It's not about suppressing your emotions or pretending something doesn't bother you. It's about recognizing that you are always in control of how you respond. There's a saying, he who angers you controls you. If someone can make you mad just by speaking, just by doing something you don't like, then who really has the power in that situation? It's not you, it's them. They own your emotions. They dictate your peace. And the worst part, they probably don't even care. They go home, they sleep well, while you sit there replaying the moment over and over, feeding the anger, letting it ruin your day, maybe even your week. You deserve better than that. You deserve peace. And the only way to get it is to decide right now that no one will have that kind of control over you ever again. No words, no actions, no disrespect will ever make you lose yourself. It's not about being passive. It's not about letting people walk all over you. It's about understanding that your energy is sacred. Imagine you had $1,000 in your pocket and a stranger walked up to you and demanded $500 just because they felt like it. Would you hand it over? No. You'd protect what's yours. So why is your peace, your happiness, your mental stability any different? Every time you let someone pull you into negativity, you're giving away something valuable. You're letting them take a piece of you. And the truth is, most people who try to get a reaction out of you, they aren't worth it. Their opinions don't define you. Their negativity isn't your responsibility. And their drama, it's their burden, not yours. The people who master their emotions are the ones who win in life. They're the ones who stay focused when everyone else is distracted. They're the ones who make smart decisions while everyone else is acting off impulse. Think about the greatest leaders, the most successful people. You never see them getting emotional over small things. They don't have time for it. They understand that every second spent on negativity is a second lost on something more important. And if you want to reach your highest potential, you have to start thinking the same way. You have to stop giving emotional discounts to people who haven't earned a place in your mind. Not everything deserves your reaction. Not everything deserves your energy. Protect it like it's the most valuable thing you own, because it is. Here's something to remember. Your emotions don't belong to anyone but you. You decide how you feel. You decide whether something is worth your time. You decide whether you're going to let an external event determine your internal peace. That's real freedom. That's real control. And the best part, it gets easier with practice. The more you train yourself to pause before reacting, to breathe before speaking, to think before getting angry, the more natural it becomes. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And one day you'll look back and realize that the things that used to bother you, the people who used to get under your skin, the situations that used to steal your joy, they don't have that power anymore because you took it back. If you want to see real change in your life, start here. Start by mastering yourself. Start by refusing to let anyone shake your peace. When you control your emotions, you control your future. You control how you move through the world. And you show others through your actions, through your presence, that you are not easily shaken. That is what makes you untouchable. That is what makes you powerful. And that is what will set you apart in life. So from this moment forward, make the decision, I control my emotions. I control my energy. And no one, no matter who they are or what they say, will ever take that power away from me again. Most people believe that power is in words, in being the loudest voice in the room, in making sure everyone knows exactly how you feel. But let me tell you something. Real power, true power, it's in silence. It's in the ability to hold back when the world expects you to react. It's in knowing that not every battle is worth fighting, not every insult needs a response, and not every fool deserves your attention. Silence is not weakness. Silence is not submission. Silence is the ultimate display of self-control. It shows that you are so secure in yourself, so confident in who you are, that you don't need to explain, defend, or argue. You simply let your actions, your presence, and your results speak for you. There's a reason why the most dangerous people in the world are often the quietest. The ones who don't flinch, who don't react, who don't let emotions dictate their moves. Those are the people you don't want to underestimate. Because when you're silent, you become unpredictable. And unpredictability is power. If people always know how to push your buttons, if they always know exactly how you'll react, then they own you. They can control your emotions like a puppet. But when you embrace silence, when you learn to sit in your stillness, suddenly, they don't know what you're thinking. They don't know if you're mad, if you're calm, if you're planning your next move. And that kind of uncertainty, that's where power lives. Think about the last time someone tried to argue with you, tried to drag you into their negativity, tried to get a rise out of you. Now imagine if instead of engaging, instead of getting pulled into their drama, you just looked at them, smiled, and walked away. Do you know how frustrating that is for someone who thrives on conflict? It destroys them. Because people who seek to provoke you, who want to steal your peace, they need your reaction. That's their fuel. It's what gives them power. But when you give them nothing, not a word, not an emotion, not a single sign that they've affected you, you strip them of their control. You take their power away, and you keep yours. Silence is the greatest response to nonsense. In a world where everyone is quick to speak, quick to argue, quick to prove a point, the person who can stay quiet holds all the power, because words lose meaning when they're thrown around carelessly. Everyone is talking, but few are listening. Everyone is arguing, but few are actually winning. When you choose silence over senseless debate, you elevate yourself. You show that your energy is too valuable to be wasted on conversations that don't lead anywhere. You show that you operate on a different level, one of control, one of wisdom, one of restraint. And that is what sets you apart from the crowd. There is a time to speak, but there is also a time to withhold. Not every thought needs to be spoken. Not every reaction needs to be voiced. Some of the most powerful moves in history have been made in silence. A look, a pause, a refusal to engage. The world has been shaped not just by those who spoke, but by those who knew when not to speak. Sometimes the most intelligent thing you can say is nothing at all, because silence forces people to reflect. It forces them to wonder. It forces them to deal with their own words instead of feeding off of yours. People who run their mouths, who always have something to say, who never pause to think, those are the ones who are easy to manipulate. Their emotions control them. Their need to be heard makes them predictable. But the one who stays silent, the one who doesn't react, that person is dangerous in the best way possible. That person is unreadable. That person holds the upper hand in every situation. Because while others are busy talking, they are observing. While others are arguing, they are planning. While others are caught up in the moment, they are thinking 5 steps ahead. And that is what makes them powerful. Silence is discipline. It takes strength to hold your tongue when you know you could win an argument. It takes restraint to walk away when someone is trying to provoke you. But every time you choose silence over reaction, you prove to yourself that you are in control. You are not ruled by impulse. You are not owned by your emotions. You move on your terms. And let me tell you, there is no greater advantage in life than that. Because when you can control yourself, nothing and no one can control you. That is a level of freedom most people never reach. But if you learn to master silence, you will have it. The greatest moves are made in silence. The most powerful people in the world don't announce their every thought, their every plan, their every feeling. They move quietly. They let people wonder. They let their success, their actions, their results do all the talking. And that's what you need to do. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't matter. Stop arguing with people who don't want to understand. Stop wasting energy on people who don't deserve your time. Let your silence speak for you. Let your discipline make the statement. Let your presence alone be enough. So the next time someone disrespects you, the next time someone tries to bait you into anger, the next time someone expects you to react, don't. Just be still. Just smile. Just walk away. Because in that moment, you've already won. And when you make silence your strength, there is nothing that anyone can do to shake you. People will come at you with negativity. They will throw their opinions, their criticisms, their insecurities, and their frustrations in your direction. Some will do it intentionally, trying to bring you down. Others will do it unknowingly, projecting their pain onto you because they haven't dealt with it themselves. But no matter where it comes from, you have a choice. Will you absorb it, let it sink into your mind, let it shape how you feel about yourself? Or will you simply understand it for what it is and let it pass through you like the wind? The difference between people who stay emotionally unshaken and those who crumble under pressure is simple. They don't take things personally. They understand the source, but they don't absorb the negativity. When someone insults you, criticizes you, or tries to bring you down, the first instinct is to react, to defend yourself, to fire back, to feel hurt. But step back for a second, ask yourself, where's this coming from? 9 times out of 10, it's not even about you. It's about them. It's about their own struggles, their own frustrations, their own self-doubt. People who are truly at peace, people who are happy and fulfilled, don't go around attacking others. They don't need to. Only hurt people try to hurt people. Only insecure people try to make others feel small. When you understand that, you stop letting their words hold weight. You stop carrying around emotions that were never yours to begin with. Imagine someone walks up to you and hands you a bag full of garbage. You have 2 choices. You can take it, hold on to it, carry it with you all day, letting the smell and the weight of it ruin your mood. Or you can look at it, recognize it for what it is, and refuse to accept it. That's exactly how negativity works. When someone dumps their bitterness, their anger, their pain onto you, you don't have to take it, you don't have to carry it, you can understand it, see it for what it is, but you don't have to let it become a part of you. You don't have to absorb it. That's a decision only you can make. One of the greatest skills you can develop in life is emotional detachment. Not from people, but from their negativity. It doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean you're cold or unfeeling. It means you refuse to be a sponge for other people's toxic energy. You refuse to let their mood dictate yours. Because if you let every rude comment, every disagreement, every negative interaction affect you, you'll never have peace. You'll always be at the mercy of someone else's emotions. And that is not a way to live. That is giving away your power. And your power is far too valuable to be handed over so easily. When someone criticizes you, instead of immediately feeling hurt or angry, take a moment to analyze it. Is this coming from a place of truth, or is it coming from their own issues? Is this constructive, or is it just an attempt to bring you down? If it's constructive, take what you can learn from it and leave the rest. But if it's just negativity, why give it space in your mind? Why let their opinion of you become your opinion of yourself? You have to understand that not everyone who speaks to you deserves a response, and not every opinion about you deserves your attention. Some things are meant to be ignored. Some things are meant to be brushed off. Think about a mountain. A storm can come. The wind can blow, the rain can pour, but the mountain doesn't move. It doesn't shake. It stands strong. Be the mountain. Let whatever storms people bring into your life pass right by you. Let their negativity, their bad moods, their bitterness flow around you like water, because at the end of the day, you are not responsible for their emotions. You are not responsible for their pain. You can understand where it comes from without making it your own. And that understanding, that's what sets you free. The people who live in constant stress, anger, and anxiety are the ones who absorb everything. They take on the weight of other people's words. They let negativity seep into their spirit. They carry burdens that were never meant for them, and over time, it drains them. It weakens them. But the people who understand without absorbing, they move through life lighter. They don't carry unnecessary baggage. They don't hold on to grudges, to petty arguments, to meaningless drama. They choose peace every single time, and that is what makes them unstoppable. This doesn't mean you ignore everything. It doesn't mean you become numb. It means you become selective. You learn to recognize what is worth your energy and what isn't. Some feedback, some lessons, some criticism will help you grow. But anything that is rooted in jealousy, insecurity, or hatred that is not yours to take, let it pass, let it go, let it roll off of you like rain off a roof. Because the moment you stop absorbing, the moment you stop letting other people's negativity become your reality, you become untouchable. You become free. So the next time someone tries to bring you down, don't react, just observe. Understand their pain, their frustration, their insecurity, but don't make it your own. Their negativity is theirs, not yours. You are here to rise. You are here to grow. And you are here to protect your energy at all costs. Because once you master that, nothing and no one can ever break you again. Your peace is your power. It is the foundation of your clarity, your focus, your strength. Without it, you are vulnerable, easily shaken, easily distracted, easily controlled. But when you protect your peace, when you guard it like the most valuable treasure you own, nothing can break you. No person, no circumstance, no negativity can disrupt what you've built inside. Because peace is not given, it is created, it is protected. And if you don't fight for it, the world will take it from you. Every single day, people will test you. They will try to pull you into their chaos, their stress, their drama. They will try to drag you into arguments that don't matter, conflicts that steal your energy. But you have a choice: to engage or to walk away, to absorb or to let go, to fight battles that don't serve you or to rise above them. The choice is always yours. It's not personal. It's just what they do. Someone who is constantly stressed, constantly negative, constantly looking for a fight, they can't stand to see someone who is calm, collected, and in control. It bothers them. It makes them uncomfortable because your peace is a reminder of what they don't have. And rather than fixing their own mindset, they will try to shake yours. They will throw negativity your way, hoping you'll react. They will test your patience, hoping you'll break. But the moment you take the bait, the moment you let them pull you into their energy, they win. They steal a piece of your peace. And if you let enough people do that, soon you have nothing left. This is why you must protect your peace at all costs. You must treat it as something sacred, something that is not for sale, something that cannot be touched by just anyone. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Not every conversation deserves your attention. Not every argument deserves your response. Because the more you entertain negativity, the more it becomes a part of your reality. The more you allow yourself to be dragged into other people's problems, the more drained and distracted you become. And for what? To prove a point? To defend yourself to someone who doesn't even matter? To win a battle that gains you nothing? That's not power. That's wasted energy. Real power is in knowing when to walk away. Real strength is in understanding that not everything requires a reaction. Imagine you are a king or a queen sitting on a throne. Outside the castle walls, people are yelling, fighting, arguing, trying to get your attention. Some are calling your name, demanding that you come down and engage. Others are throwing insults, trying to provoke you. Now you could leave your throne, go outside and argue with them. But in doing so, you lower yourself to their level. You abandon your position of power. Or you could stay seated, unmoved, unshaken, refusing to engage. Because at the end of the day, a ruler doesn't argue with peasants. A king doesn't explain himself to every voice in the crowd. A queen doesn't let the noise outside her castle dictate her peace inside. That's how you must treat your life. You don't lower yourself to meet negativity. You rise above it. You stay seated on your throne. Protecting your peace means learning to say no. No to unnecessary drama. No to toxic conversations. No to people who drain you instead of elevate you. It means being selective with your time, your energy, and your attention. Not everyone deserves a place in your mind. Not every issue deserves space in your heart. You must become intentional about what you allow into your life, because everything you entertain, everything you engage with either adds to your peace or takes away from it. And if something is not serving you, if it is not helping you grow, then it has no place in your world. Let it go. Distance yourself. Move in silence. Protect what is yours. Understand this. People will talk. They will misunderstand you. They will criticize you. They will create their own version of you in their minds. And you know what? Let them. Their perception of you is not your responsibility. Their opinion of you does not define your reality. The moment you start living for other people's approval is the moment you lose yourself. And your peace, it cannot coexist with the need for validation. You must choose peace or approval, clarity or chaos, power or pettiness. The choice is always yours. And the day you decide to stop explaining yourself, to stop proving yourself, to stop giving away your energy to things that don't matter, that is the day you become untouchable. That is the day you become free. This is not about being passive. It is not about avoiding all conflict or pretending problems don't exist. It is about being intentional. It is about choosing your battles wisely. Not every fight is worth your time. Not every situation requires your presence. Some things are better left alone. Some things resolve themselves without your involvement. And some things, no matter how much you argue, will never change. That is what wisdom is. Knowing the difference between what deserves your energy and what does not. That is what peace is. Choosing to focus on what truly matters and letting go of the rest. The greatest threat to your peace is attachment. To people, to opinions, to situations that no longer serve you. The more attached you are, the more control they have over you. The key to protecting your peace is detachment. Not from love, not from passion, not from purpose, but from unnecessary stress, from unworthy battles, from pointless negativity. You must be willing to walk away from anything that disrupts your spirit, no matter how familiar, no matter how tempting it is to engage. The more you detach from what does not serve you, the lighter you become. And the lighter you become, the freer you are to focus on what does matter. Your growth, your purpose, your happiness. So protect your peace. Guard it like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. Your peace is your foundation. It is your anchor. It is what allows you to move through life with clarity, with confidence, with control. And once you master the art of protecting it, once you learn to let go of what doesn't serve you, you will step into a level of power that most people never reach. Because a person who is at peace, a person who is unmoved by negativity, a person who refuses to be shaken by the chaos around them, that person is unstoppable. Distractions are everywhere. Every single day, the world will throw something at you, something to pull you away from your goals, something to make you doubt yourself, something to test your discipline. It could be negativity from others. It could be self-doubt creeping into your mind, or it could be the lure of comfort and procrastination. But if you let those distractions win, if you let yourself get pulled away from your purpose, you will look up one day and realize you wasted time you will never get back. And let me tell you something, time is the one thing you can't afford to waste. Once it's gone, it's gone. That's why staying focused on your purpose isn't just an option, it's a necessity. Most people don't fail because they aren't talented. They don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they lose focus. They start out strong, full of ambition and drive, but along the way they let outside voices distract them. They let temporary setbacks discourage them. They let fear convince them that maybe they aren't good enough. Maybe they should quit. Maybe they should take the easy route instead. And before they know it, their dreams have become just that. Dreams. Ideas they once had, goals they once set, but nothing they ever accomplished. Why? Because they allowed distraction to steal their destiny. But that doesn't have to be your story. You don't have to live with regret. You don't have to look back one day and wish you had stayed the course. You can choose right now to lock in, to block out the noise, and to commit fully to the purpose that was placed in you. Your purpose is not for everyone to understand. Not everyone will support you. Not everyone will see your vision. And that's okay, because your purpose wasn't given to them, it was given to you. The problem is too many people spend more time trying to explain their dreams to others than actually working on them. They waste energy trying to convince people who will never understand, instead of focusing on proving themselves through action. Let me tell you something, success is the only explanation you need. When you succeed, when you win, when you make it, that is your answer. That is your proof. So stop seeking validation. Stop looking for approval. Stop waiting for the world to clap for you. Stay focused on your purpose and let your results do the talking. Discipline is the foundation of focus. Motivation will come and go. Some days you will feel unstoppable. Other days you will feel exhausted, unmotivated, even defeated. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. The ones who succeed show up anyway. They work when they don't feel like it. They push through when things get hard. They remind themselves why they started, and they refuse to let temporary emotions dictate their long-term destiny. You can't rely on motivation. You can't wait to feel like doing it. You have to build the discipline to stay committed no matter how you feel, because feelings are temporary. But your purpose, that is forever. There will be obstacles. There will be failures. There will be moments when you question everything. That's part of the journey. Every person who has ever achieved greatness has faced setbacks. Every successful person has failed, but the difference is they didn't let failure define them. They didn't let obstacles stop them. They used every setback as a setup for a comeback. And that's what you must do. When things don't go as planned, don't panic, don't quit. Don't start doubting yourself. Instead, adjust, learn from it, grow from it, but never, never lose focus. Because the only real failure is quitting. And as long as you keep going, as long as you keep moving forward, you are still in the game. People will try to pull you off track. Some will do it intentionally. They don't want to see you succeed because your success reminds them of their own inaction. Others will do it without even realizing it, distracting you with meaningless drama, with things that don't matter, with opinions that add nothing to your progress. And then there's the biggest distraction of all, yourself. Your own mind will try to play tricks on you. Fear, doubt, insecurity. They will all try to make you believe you aren't ready, you aren't capable, you should wait, you should slow down. But that's a lie. You are more than ready. You are more than capable. And you don't have time to slow down. You don't have time to entertain distractions, because while you're hesitating, someone else is out there working. Someone else is putting in the hours. Someone else is getting ahead. Stay focused, stay hungry, stay locked in, stop chasing everything and start mastering one thing. Too many people spread themselves thin, trying to do too much at once, trying to please too many people, trying to chase too many opportunities. But real success comes from focus, mastering your craft, dedicating yourself fully to what truly matters. The ones who win aren't the ones who try to do everything. They are the ones who go all in on the right thing. And the ones who go all in on the right thing, they don't let distractions pull them in 100 directions. They pick a path, they commit, and they dominate. That's the mindset you need. Don't be everywhere. Be locked in, be obsessed, be relentless. Your purpose is your responsibility. No one is going to do it for you. No one is going to wake you up in the morning and force you to work on your dreams. No one is going to hand you success. If you want it, you have to go get it. You have to put in the work when no one is watching. You have to stay committed even when no one is clapping for you, because in the end, it's your life, your future, your destiny. And what you do with it is entirely up to you. So ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to make the sacrifices? Are you willing to block out distractions? Are you willing to stay focused no matter what? Because if you are, nothing can stop you. There is greatness inside you. There is a purpose that was placed in you for a reason. But it will only be realized if you stay focused. If you refuse to let the world shake you. If you refuse to let distractions pull you away. If you refuse to settle for anything less than what you were meant to be. So lock in, get serious, get disciplined, and don't stop until you reach the level of success you were born for. Because the only way you lose is if you quit. Holding on to pain, to anger, to resentment, it's like carrying a heavy weight on your back while trying to move forward. You can't run at full speed. You can't climb to new heights. You can't reach your full potential because that weight is slowing you down, draining you, keeping you stuck in a past that no longer serves you. But the moment you let go, the moment you release what's been weighing you down, that's when you become free. That's when you finally step into your true power. Because letting go isn't about weakness, it's about strength. It's about choosing your peace over your pride. It's about refusing to let pain from yesterday steal the joy from today. Too many people hold on to things that no longer serve them. A grudge, a past mistake, a toxic relationship, a failure that keeps replaying in their minds, and they wonder why they feel drained, why they can't move forward, why they're stuck in the same cycle of frustration. But the truth is, they aren't stuck because of life. They're stuck because of attachment. Attachment to what went wrong. Attachment to who hurt them. Attachment to an outcome they thought they deserved. And as long as they hold on, they will never be truly free. Because you can't receive new blessings with clenched fists. You can't grab hold of your future if you're still gripping onto your past. You have to understand, life moves forward. It doesn't stop for you to dwell on what happened. It doesn't pause for you to overthink and relive the pain. Time keeps going, with or without you. And the longer you hold on to things that should have been left behind, the more you rob yourself of now. The more you cheat yourself out of the present. And the sad part? Some people will spend their entire lives trapped in memories of what could have been instead of embracing what is. But that doesn't have to be you. You don't have to be a prisoner of your past. You don't have to carry that weight any longer. You can choose to let go. Letting go doesn't mean you forget. It doesn't mean what happened didn't matter. It means you refuse to let it control you anymore. It means you acknowledge the pain, the disappointment, the betrayal, but you release it instead of holding on to it. Because when you hold on to negativity, it owns you. It affects your mood, your energy, your relationships, your peace of mind. But when you let it go, when you finally say, I refuse to carry this any longer, that's when you take your power back. That's when you regain control of your own life. Sometimes the hardest thing to let go of is people. People you loved, people you trusted, people who were once a part of your life but no longer align with where you're going. And it hurts. It hurts to walk away. It hurts to accept that some relationships were only meant for a season. But keeping someone in your life out of attachment instead of alignment, that only leads to suffering. Not everyone is meant to go with you on your journey. Some people were lessons, not lifelong companions. Some people were meant to teach you, not walk with you forever. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you free yourself from toxic cycles that are only holding you back. Letting go is an act of faith. Faith that what's ahead is better than what's behind. Faith that if something or someone left your life, it was for a reason. Faith that even when things don't go the way you expected, they are still unfolding exactly as they should. But you can't step into your future while clinging to the past. You can't see new doors opening if you're too busy staring at the ones that closed. You have to trust the process. Trust that every loss, every ending, every closed chapter is leading you to something greater. Because when you truly believe that, letting go stops feeling like losing and starts feeling like winning. A lot of people think letting go is something that just happens, but it's not. It's a decision, a daily intentional decision to release what doesn't serve you. To stop replaying old conversations in your head, to stop reopening wounds that need to heal, to stop giving energy to things that drain you. It's an active choice to say, I deserve peace, I deserve happiness, I deserve to move forward. And every day you have to reinforce that decision. Every time you feel bitterness creeping in, remind yourself, I'm choosing peace instead. Every time you feel tempted to hold on to anger, remind yourself, I'm releasing this for my own good. Because letting go isn't a one-time thing. It's a lifestyle, a mindset, a habit of refusing to let anything, past or present, steal your joy. Some of you are waiting for closure before you let go. But let me tell you something. You don't need an apology to heal. You don't need validation to move on. You don't need someone to admit they were wrong for you to free yourself. Closure is not something someone else gives you. It's something you create for yourself. Because if you wait for others to give you permission to move on, you might be waiting forever. And meanwhile, they're out there living their lives unbothered while you're still carrying the weight of what they did. Stop waiting for an apology that may never come. Stop holding your peace hostage to someone else's actions. Choose to let go. Choose to move on. Choose to be free. At the end of the day, holding on to pain doesn't hurt them, it hurts you. It keeps you stuck. It poisons your happiness. And for what? To prove a point? to hold on to pride, to keep reliving something that no longer serves you. Letting go isn't about them, it's about you. It's about deciding that your peace is more important than your past, that your future is more valuable than your resentment, that your energy is too precious to waste on anything that doesn't elevate you. So release the weight, drop the baggage, free yourself, because the moment you truly let go, that's the moment you truly begin to live. There will come a time when you are tested. Someone will disrespect you. Someone will betray your trust. Someone will try to bring you down, humiliate you, or make you feel small. And in that moment, you will have a choice. You can react with anger, with bitterness, with revenge, or you can rise above it. You can choose to be the bigger person. And let me tell you, being the bigger person is not about letting people walk all over you. It's not about being weak. It's not about allowing disrespect. It's about strength. It's about self-restraint. It's about knowing that no matter what someone else does, you refuse to let them dictate your character. Because real power comes from restraint. It takes nothing to react. It takes nothing to lash out. It takes nothing to match someone's negativity with more negativity. That's easy. But what's hard? What requires real discipline, real wisdom, real strength? Walking away, letting go. Choosing peace over pettiness, because the moment you stoop to someone else's level, they win. The moment they pull you into their chaos, they have control over you. And you can't afford to let someone else's bitterness, someone else's immaturity, someone else's drama pull you out of character. Protect your energy, protect your dignity, protect your peace. No matter how much they try to drag you down, don't give them that power. Being the bigger person means understanding that not every battle is worth fighting. Some people aren't looking for a solution. They're looking for a reaction. They want to see you angry. They want to see you lose your temper. They want to see you step out of character, because the moment you do, they feel justified. They feel powerful. They feel like they got under your skin. But when you refuse to engage, when you stay calm, composed, and unshaken, that is when you win. That is when you show them that their negativity has no effect on you, that their words, their insults, their actions mean nothing, because you are too focused, too disciplined, too elevated to entertain foolishness. It's not about proving a point. It's about protecting your spirit. Some of you are carrying grudges, holding on to anger, replaying moments in your mind, wasting energy on people who don't even deserve a second thought. And for what? What does it give you? Peace? No. Happiness? No. It gives you stress. It gives you anxiety. It gives you sleepless nights, wasted emotions, and a weight on your heart that only holds you back. Let it go. Not for them, but for you. Because when you hold on to negativity, you are drinking poison, expecting them to suffer. But they're not suffering. You are. The only way to free yourself is to rise above it. Some people will never change. Some people will never admit they were wrong. Some people will never apologize. And if you're waiting for an apology to find peace, you might be waiting forever. You have to learn to move forward without closure. You have to learn to be okay without validation. Because being the bigger person means choosing peace even when you were right. It means choosing growth even when they don't deserve your forgiveness. It means understanding that your future is more important than their drama. Some people are still bitter over things that happened years ago, still angry, still resentful. And what has it done for them? Nothing. Because holding on to the past does not heal you. Letting go does. Being the bigger person means responding with grace. It doesn't mean you let people take advantage of you. It doesn't mean you allow disrespect. It means you know you're worth enough to walk away. It means you know your value enough to remove yourself from negative situations, from toxic arguments, from battles that aren't worth fighting. It means you choose wisdom over ego, strength over pride, growth over grudges, because every second you waste on negativity is a second you could have been using to build, to grow, to elevate. Every moment you spend being angry is a moment you could have spent being happy. Life is too short to waste energy on people who don't deserve a response. Some of you are dealing with people who want to see you fail. People who get joy out of making you mad. People who would rather see you miserable than see you win. And the best revenge? Success. Not arguing, not proving yourself, not clapping back, not matching their negativity, just winning. just thriving, just showing them that no matter what they throw your way, you are still moving forward. You are still shining. You are still elevating. Because when you stay focused on your purpose, nothing can bring you down. At the end of the day, you can't control how people treat you. You can't control what they say. You can't control what they do. But you can control how you respond. And your response, that's your power. That's your strength. That's what separates those who stay stuck from those who rise. So don't let small people pull you into small battles. Don't let petty situations take you away from your goals. Stay above it. Stay disciplined. Stay focused. Be the bigger person, not for them, but for you. Because the moment you let go of negativity, the moment you refuse to engage in drama, the moment you choose peace over pride, that's the moment you truly win. Your environment shapes you more than you realize. The people you talk to, the conversations you entertain, the energy you allow into your space, it all affects you. You might think you're strong enough to handle negativity, but over time, it seeps in, it drains you, it shifts your mindset. That's why you must be intentional about surrounding yourself with positivity. You have to protect your space like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. The wrong people, the wrong energy, the wrong influences can destroy your peace, your confidence, your dreams. But the right people, the right energy, that can elevate you. That can push you forward, that can remind you of who you really are when you start to forget. Look around you. Who do you spend the most time with? What kind of energy do they bring? Do they uplift you, inspire you, challenge you to be better, or do they complain, gossip, bring drama, and pull you into negativity? Because the truth is, you become what you surround yourself with. If you're around people who are always doubting, always fearful, always making excuses, you will start thinking the same way. But if you're around people who are driven, who are focused, who are constantly learning and growing, you will rise with them. That's why you can't afford to keep people in your life just because of history. Just because you've known someone for years doesn't mean they belong in your future. Some people are comfortable in negativity. They thrive in complaining. They live in excuses. And if you let them, they will pull you into their storm. They will make you think small. They will make you second guess yourself. And before you know it, you'll find yourself settling for a life far below what you're capable of. But when you surround yourself with positivity, when you keep people around you who believe in growth, in possibilities, in greatness, you start to see the world differently. You start to believe in more. You start to dream bigger. You start to realize that your potential has no limits except the ones you accept. Positivity is not just about the people in your life. It's about everything you consume. The books you read, the shows you watch, the social media you scroll through. Every single thing you allow into your mind is either helping you or hurting you. Be mindful of it. Are you constantly feeding yourself negativity? Are you surrounding yourself with drama, fear, and doubt? Or are you consuming things that inspire, educate, and elevate you? Because if you want to change your life, you have to change what you allow into your mind. You have to fill yourself with things that remind you of your power, of your strength, of your limitless potential. There are people in this world who will make you feel like your dreams are too big, who will tell you to be realistic, who will try to plant doubt in your mind. And if you listen to them, if you let their words get inside your head, you will start to shrink yourself. You will start to question what you're capable of. You will start to believe their fears instead of your vision. But let me tell you something. People who doubt your dreams are only projecting their own insecurities. Their limits are not your limits. Their fear is not your reality. So don't entertain negativity. Don't argue with doubters. Don't waste your time trying to convince small-minded people of big possibilities. Just move. Just build. Just win. Surrounding yourself with positivity doesn't mean life will always be easy. It doesn't mean you won't have challenges, setbacks, or moments of doubt. But it means you have the right energy around you to keep going. It means that even on your worst days, you have people who will remind you of your strength, who will push you forward instead of letting you fall into excuses, who will challenge you to rise higher instead of pulling you down. And that kind of environment, that kind of energy, that is priceless. That is the difference between staying stuck and leveling up. You have to be intentional about this. If someone constantly brings negativity into your life, distance yourself. If your social media is full of toxicity, unfollow. If your habits are keeping you in a cycle of stress and exhaustion, change them. Your peace, your growth, your success, it all depends on the energy you allow into your life. And you don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting your space. If they don't add value, if they don't inspire growth, if they drain your energy more than they uplift it, it's okay to let them go. Your future is too important to be weighed down by unnecessary negativity. You deserve to be surrounded by people who see the best in you, who encourage you to chase your dreams, who speak life into your ambitions, who remind you of your greatness when you start to doubt it. And if you don't have those people in your life right now, start seeking them out. Start putting yourself in places where growth happens. Read books that expand your mind. Listen to speakers who inspire action. Follow people who are living the kind of life you aspire to. Because when you surround yourself with positivity, you are constantly reminded that you are capable, you are worthy, you are unstoppable. At the end of the day, your energy is one of your most valuable assets. And the world is full of people who will try to drain it, who will try to fill your mind with fear, who will try to dim your light. But you don't have to let them. You have the power to choose. You have the power to build an environment that fuels your growth instead of stunting it. You have the power to surround yourself with positivity so that no matter what life throws at you, you keep rising, you keep building, you keep winning. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, but like any tool, it must be sharpened, strengthened, and conditioned daily. You don't build a strong body by going to the gym once in a while. You build it through consistent effort, through daily training. Your mind is no different. If you don't train it, if you don't push it, if you don't control what you feed it, it will become weak, undisciplined, and easily influenced by negativity. But when you train your mind daily, when you make it a priority to strengthen your thoughts, your focus, your resilience, that's when you unlock your true power. That's when you become unshakable. That's when no setback, no failure, no outside noise can break you, because you have built a mind that is stronger than anything life throws your way. Every single day, you are training your mind, whether you realize it or not. The question is, what are you training it for? Are you training it for discipline or for distraction? For growth or for excuses? For strength or for weakness? Because every choice you make, every thought you allow, every habit you build, it's either making you better or making you weaker. When you wake up and immediately check your phone, filling your mind with negativity, gossip, and distractions, you are training your mind to be reactive, not proactive. But when you wake up and start your day with intention, with gratitude, with affirmations, with reading, with movement, you are training your mind to be focused, disciplined, unshakable. Training your mind is not about motivation. Motivation fades. It's about habit. It's about conditioning yourself daily to think differently. It means challenging your thoughts, breaking free from limiting beliefs, refusing to let old patterns of doubt and fear control you. Because if you don't take control of your mind, the world will do it for you. And the world will fill your mind with distractions, with negativity, with reasons why you can instead of reasons why you can. That's why you must be intentional. You must protect your mind like your future depends on it. Because it does. What are you feeding your mind? Because whatever you feed it, it will grow. Feed it doubt, and doubt will grow. Feed it excuses, and excuses will multiply. But feed it belief, feed it knowledge, feed it positivity and possibility. That's when you start to elevate. That's when you start to think like a winner, to act like a leader, to move like someone who is unstoppable. And this is not something you do once in a while. It's something you do daily, because every day your mind is either getting stronger or weaker. Every day you are either programming yourself for success or for failure. Mental training is not just about thinking positively. It's about developing resilience. It's about training your mind to stay focused even when things don't go as planned, to stay disciplined even when you don't feel like it, to keep pushing forward even when obstacles arise. because life will test you. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, when doubt creeps in, when fear tries to control you. And in those moments, your training will determine whether you break or rise. If you have trained your mind daily, if you have built the habit of perseverance, if you have conditioned yourself to focus on solutions instead of problems, you will not break. You will adapt. You will push through. You will win. The strongest minds belong to those who prepare for battle before the battle begins. They don't wait for adversity to come before they start strengthening themselves. They train daily. They sharpen their focus daily. They reinforce their discipline daily so that when challenges come, they don't fold. They dominate. This is why you must commit to daily mental training. Read books that challenge your thinking. Listen to people who inspire action. Push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Develop the habit of controlling your thoughts, of shifting your perspective, of training yourself to see solutions instead of problems. Most people let their minds run on autopilot. They let their thoughts control them instead of controlling their thoughts. And as a result, they live reactive lives ruled by fear, doubt, and external circumstances. But you are not most people. You are someone who takes control, who trains daily, who builds the kind of mindset that allows you to conquer anything. And that starts with the simple daily disciplines, the habits that seem small, but over time create greatness. Wake up and feed your mind with power, with belief, with purpose. Speak life into yourself. Refuse to entertain negativity. Challenge the excuses your mind tries to create, because every day your mind is listening to you. Train it to be your greatest weapon, not your biggest weakness. Some of you are waiting for the right moment to start, waiting until you feel ready. But the truth is, you will never feel ready. The only way to become mentally strong is to start now. Start when it's uncomfortable. Start when it's inconvenient. Start when you don't feel like it. Because discipline is not built in moments of comfort. It's built in moments of struggle. And the more you push yourself, the more you train yourself to be disciplined, even when you don't want to be, the stronger you become. The greatest athletes, the greatest leaders, the greatest minds in history, they didn't get there by accident. They trained daily. They conditioned their minds to be relentless. And that is exactly what you must do. At the end of the day, everything starts in the mind. Your success, your growth, your happiness, it all begins with how you think. And you control that. You control what you allow into your mind. You control what you focus on. You control what thoughts you entertain. So take that power seriously. Train daily. Stay disciplined. Stay focused. Because when you master your mind, you master your life. Ladies and gentlemen, everything we've talked about today comes down to one thing. You are in control. You are in control of your emotions, your mindset, your focus, and your peace. No one can take that from you unless you allow them to. The world will test you. People will try to shake you. Life will throw challenges your way. But when you train your mind daily, when you surround yourself with positivity, when you learn to let go, when you protect your peace, when you stay focused on your purpose, nothing can break you. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can pull you down, because you have built yourself to rise above it all. Being the bigger person doesn't mean you let people walk over you. It means you refuse to let their negativity poison your spirit. It means you choose strength over reaction. It means you walk away from battles that aren't worth fighting because you know your energy is too valuable to waste on small things. Your time, your peace, your life is too important to be consumed by drama, distractions, and negativity. Elevate your thinking, elevate your circle, elevate your mindset, because when you do, the things that used to bother you will no longer have power over you. The things that used to make you angry will become irrelevant. You will operate on a different frequency, one that is focused, disciplined, unshakable. Every single day you have a choice to let negativity control you or to rise above it, a choice to let distractions pull you away from your purpose or to stay locked in. A choice to let people's words and opinions dictate how you feel or to stand firm in who you are. And when you choose wisely, when you choose peace, strength, focus, and discipline, you set yourself up for greatness. You step into a life where nothing and no one can steal your joy, a life where you move with confidence, with purpose, with power. So I leave you with this. Protect your peace, train your mind, let go of what doesn't serve you, and never let anything or anyone pull you out of character. You are in control. You are strong. You are unstoppable. Thank you. Stay blessed, and may you continue to rise higher every single day. God bless you.
Try Whoop for free and feel the difference. See the impact of your lifestyle and build smarter habits. To support your long-term health, start your free trial today.
السلام عليكم. هل تعرضت لعملية نصب واحتيال من شركات التداول والعملات الوهمية؟ حولت لهم مبالغ ووعدوك بالأرباح ولم تحصل على شيء؟ اليوم تم تخصيص خدمة إلكترونية لاسترجاع حقك الكامل وأموالك أيا كانت قضيتك. استرجع أموالك كاملة من أي شركة وهمية في العالم بقوة القانون المضمونة. كل ما عليك تقديم البلاغ في الموقع وترك تفاصيلك للتواصل معك. وعلاوة على ذلك، هذه الخدمة مجانية لأول 10 مشتركين فقط. سنقوم بمراجعة بلاغك ودرسه مع المختصين وجهات القانون، وسيتم التواصل معك في ظرف 24 ساعة. نحن مختصون بإعادة حقك من أي شركة تداول وهمية. فرقة المحامين لدينا حاصلين على شهادات دولية، ولدينا اتصالات دولية تمكننا من تتبع جميع الأموال في العالم واستردادها لأصحابها وإعادة أموال.
You get what you want when you do what's required. That's the truth. Most people want something, but they don't act like it. They talk about changing their life, but their habits stay the same. They say they want success, but they keep wasting time. That's why they never get what they want. Life doesn't respond to words, it responds to action. So ask yourself this. Are you living like someone who's ready? Or are you just hoping things will get better on their own? Because nothing changes until you take full control. Your future won't show up because you wish for it. It shows up when you work for it daily. In this video, we will break it all down. How real people get what they want. No tricks, no secrets, just straight, simple, powerful truths. If you're serious about changing your life, stay with me. This might be the most important message you hear today. Number 1. Use pain as a reason, not an excuse. You want to know how to get whatever you want, then understand this then is not your enemy. It's not something to run from, it's not something to cry about. It's something to use. Most people use pain as a reason to stop, as an excuse to quit, as a story they tell for why they never made it. But successful people, the ones who actually get what they want, they take that pain and turn it into a reason to keep going. See, life doesn't hand success to people because they want it. Life hands you struggle. It gives you problems. It tests you. And pain is one of the tools life uses to see how serious you are. You say you want something, then show it. Show it when your heart is tired. Show it when the money's not there. Show it when people walk away from you. That's when it counts. Most people want the reward, but they don't want the pressure. They want the comfort, but they don't want the process. But here's the truth. You only grow when you're uncomfortable. You only grow when something hurts enough that you have no choice but to change. That's when life sees what you're made of. That's when the difference is made between the people who just talk and the people who show up. I've seen people use pain as a permanent identity. Something bad happened and they hold on to it for years. They wear it like a name tag. I didn't get support. I failed before people hurt me. They stay stuck in the story and they keep telling it like it just happened yesterday. That doesn't lead to growth, that leads to being frozen. But the ones who use pain as a reason, they say, that happened, yes, but it won't define me. They take that fire and use it to build something stronger. It's not easy. I know when you're in pain, everything feels heavier. You don't want to move. You don't want to try again. But that's exactly the moment where your decision matters most. That's the moment where your future gets built. Not when you're feeling good, but when you're at your lowest. That's the moment you decide, I'm going to use this. I'm not going to waste it. When people wrong you, when life hits you, when things break down, that's your material. That's what you work with. You take the pain and say, this is fuel. And you don't say it out loud to impress anybody. You prove it by what you do next. You stay consistent. You show discipline. You keep your head down and your work up. Some people think pain is a signal to slow down, but it can be a signal to wake up, to change something, to finally take control of your life. Instead of just watching it happen, you're not meant to stay stuck in what hurt you. You're supposed to rise from it and build a better story. People will try to talk you out of your goals because they don't see the pain you've lived through. They don't understand what you're carrying, but that's okay. They don't have to. It's not for them to understand. It's for you to use if you've been through heartbreak, through failure, through being counted out. Use it. Let it remind you how far you've come. Let it make you stronger than the ones who've had it easy. You don't get stronger in the good times. You get stronger in the hard ones. You have to stop using pain as a pause button. Stop letting it slow you down. Start using it as your reason to go all in. You've already been through the worst parts. You already survived. What tried to break you? Why not turn it into something powerful? Why not take that struggle and make it mean something? People who win at life don't live pain-free lives. They just respond differently. They say this isn't fair, but I'm not giving in. They say this hurts, but I'm still going to work. That's the mindset that gets results. That's what separates the ones who make it from the ones who always fall short. You can either let pain become your wall or your motivation. You choose. If you keep repeating the same excuses, if you keep explaining why things are hard, then you're feeding the problem. But if you wake up and decide, I'm tired of being tired, then you've just taken the first step toward everything you want. And make no mistake, you are allowed to want more. You're allowed to want freedom. You're allowed to want success. You're allowed to build a life that's better than what you were born into. But you don't get there by waiting. You get there by moving through pain. You get there by refusing to stop when it hurts. Think about the people you admire, the ones who changed their lives. They didn't have perfect conditions. Most of them had worse conditions than you, but they made a decision, a real one, and they never went back. You don't need more motivation. You need a real reason that means something to you. And pain can be that reason. If you stop letting it control you, don't waste your pain. Use it to build your character. Use it to tighten your focus. Use it to set boundaries. Raise your standards and take yourself seriously. Pain should not leave you the same. It should make you stronger, sharper, and more determined. There is no shortcut. If you want something, you'll have to pay the price. And sometimes the price is emotional. Sometimes it's mental. Sometimes it's lonely. But if you refuse to break, if you use every hit as a reason to rise, then you become someone who can't be stopped. So ask yourself right now, is your pain going to be your excuse or your reason? Because that choice will determine where your life goes next. Number 2, ignore opinions and trust your own direction. Most people never get what they want because they listen too much to other people. They worry about what others think. They wait for approval. They doubt their own choices because someone else had a different opinion. But the truth is this: if you want something real in your life, you have to be willing to go after it without asking for permission. Everyone has something to say, but not everyone is living the life you want. You can't keep putting your future in the hands of people who are afraid to chase their own. Your direction won't always make sense to others. That's fine. It only needs to make sense to you. You're the one living with your choices. You're the one doing the work. You're the one facing the consequences. So you better trust your judgment. Too many people delay their progress because someone questioned their plan. You don't need a crowd behind you to move forward. You just need clarity in your mind and strength in your steps. That's what gets you what you want. Opinions are cheap. They're everywhere. People will tell you what's safe, what's easy, what's popular. But rarely will they tell you to take risks, to believe in your own path, to stick with what you feel deep inside. That's your job. That's your responsibility. If you let every voice shake your focus, you'll never reach your goal. If you want to move forward, you must build the habit of listening to yourself more than others. That's how confidence is built. By acting on your own thoughts. There are people in your life who mean well, but speak from fear. They think they're helping you by warning you or doubting you. But most of the time, they're just projecting their own limitations. That's why you can't base your direction on their opinions. If you want something different, you'll have to do things differently. You'll have to take steps others are too afraid to take. That's where growth happens, when you stop explaining and start walking your own road. No matter who questions it, it's not easy to shut out noise, especially when it's coming from people you care about. But if you always listen to them instead of yourself, you'll lose track of your own vision. And that's a painful place to be. Waking up years later and realizing you were living someone else's plan. You owe it to yourself to build a life that reflects your values, not their doubts. This doesn't mean you become arrogant. It means you become responsible for your direction. You take charge of your decisions and live with intention. Every time you ignore your own instincts because of someone else's opinion, you weaken your belief in yourself. That belief is your foundation. Without it, you'll hesitate, you'll second guess. You'll keep asking others what they think instead of listening to what you already know. But the more you practice trusting yourself, the more that belief grows. And once it's strong enough, opinions won't shake you anymore. You'll hear them, but they won't control you. You'll be guided by something stronger. Your purpose, your values, your own voice. People who get what they want are not the loudest or the smartest. They're the most committed to their path. They know what they want, and they protect that vision. They're not swayed by critics. They're not chasing approval. They're focused, and that kind of focus makes them unstoppable. You can have that too. But it starts with choosing your own direction and standing by it, even when it's unpopular, even when it's lonely. That's the price of getting what most people never will. You don't have to announce your every move. You don't need to defend your dreams. Let your results speak for themselves. Let your growth do the talking. The people who once doubted you will eventually watch you succeed, not because you argued with them, but because you ignored the noise and kept moving. That's how winners do it. They don't need applause at the beginning. They're focused on finishing what they started. And that focus comes from trusting their own choices more than anyone else's. If you're always waiting for agreement, you'll be waiting forever. People change their minds. They see things differently. That's not your problem. Your job is to stay committed, stay connected to your reason. Stop asking everyone if you're on the right path. If you feel it's right, and if it moves you forward, then keep going. Adjust when necessary, but never let someone's doubt shake your entire direction. That's how people lose years following advice that was never meant for them. You will get what you want when you stop asking for permission to want it. That's the shift. That's when things start changing. You stop explaining yourself. You stop doubting your steps. You take full control of your choices. And you stop giving weight to voices that haven't walked your path. You've got everything you need to move forward already inside you. Now it's time to act like it. Trust yourself. Move forward. Ignore the noise. That's how real progress begins. Number 3, master the skills that make your goal non-negotiable. If you really want to get what you want, you must stop hoping for luck and start mastering the exact skills that get you there. Most people don't lack desire. They lack ability. They want something, but they haven't trained themselves to deserve it. Wanting something doesn't make it yours. You have to earn it by becoming someone who can deliver real value. That's how life works. The people who win are the people who become good at what matters. They invest their time in learning, practicing, and improving until no one can ignore what they bring to the table. There is no shortcut to mastery. It takes hours, it takes repetition, it takes focus, and most of all, it takes hunger. You have to be hungry enough to stay with the process when it's boring. When no one's watching and when progress feels slow. People who achieve what they want aren't waiting to feel ready. They're training every single day. They're building their foundation. They're working behind the scenes while others waste time on distractions. And in the end, it shows. Mastery doesn't lie, it speaks for itself. The ones who have it always rise. Look at anyone who has built something meaningful. You'll find a pattern. They took one thing and they got great at it. They didn't chase everything. They didn't keep switching directions. They chose their goal and asked a simple question: what skills make this possible? Then they went all in on those skills. They didn't wait for motivation. They built habits. They studied, they practiced, they failed, and they kept going. That's how goals go from wishes to plans. When you master the skills, the outcome becomes predictable. You can't treat learning like a side task. It has to be part of your identity if you want something badly enough. You must train like your future depends on it, because it does. You must stop thinking of effort as optional. Effort is the price. You don't get the reward without paying it in full. When you make your growth non-negotiable, you automatically raise your standards. You stop tolerating weak habits. You stop making excuses. You start acting like the person who already has what you're chasing. A goal becomes non-negotiable. When you've built too much skill to fail, that's when people start paying attention. That's when opportunities start coming your way. Not because you begged for them, but because you're now prepared. Skill forces doors open. You don't have to ask for a seat at the table when you bring something. No one else can you become necessary. That's the goal. To make yourself so good at what matters that your presence is not optional. You earn your way forward, step by step. Discipline is what builds skill. Not talent, not luck, discipline. The willingness to show up even when you don't feel like it. The decision to stay consistent when no one's clapping for you. That's what separates the people who get what they want from the people who always stay behind. You can't cheat skill. You can't fake repetition. You either do the work or you don't. And if you're not doing the work, you shouldn't expect the reward. It's that simple. Life respects preparation. Think about the people you admire, the ones you watch, read, or follow. They weren't born with what they have. They built it. They practiced when others were distracted. They read when others scrolled. They listened when others talked. They repeated the basics until the basics became automatic. And now what looks easy to you took them years to develop. That's the price of skill. It's paid in hours you'll never see, but once it's paid, it pays back forever. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be good enough that no one can deny your progress. Every day, you should be adding something to your toolbox. One skill, one improvement, one fix. It adds up over time. It changes how you see yourself. You start trusting your ability. You stop feeling like an imposter. You start walking into rooms like you belong there, not because someone told you, but because you know you've earned it. Mastery gives you peace of mind. It gives you control. The reason most people feel stuck is not because they're unlucky. It's because they're not prepared. They're chasing big goals with weak skills. They want success, but haven't done the work to handle it. So even when opportunity shows up, they're not ready to grab it. That's why skill matters. It puts you in position. It makes sure when your moment comes, you're not guessing, you're ready. You don't rise to the level of your dreams, you rise to the level of your preparation. That's what gives your goal weight. You can get whatever you want, but only if you're willing to master what it takes. That means taking your growth seriously. That means setting aside time every day to improve. That means saying no to distractions that don't serve your goal. You can't afford to treat your potential casually. You've got one shot at this life. Make it count. Build the skills that match your dreams. Sharpen them, own them. And when the time comes, you won't have to chase success. It will come looking for you. Number 4, cut out what keeps you lazy and stuck. If you're not getting what you want, there's a reason, and most of the time, that reason is right in front of you. Distractions, comforts, weak habits, and lazy choices that you allow to stay in your life. You don't fall behind overnight. You fall behind by keeping things that slow you down. You can't say you want growth while holding on to the same patterns that keep you stuck. If something makes you waste time, if something kills your energy, if something keeps you unmotivated, it has to go. You can't make room for success without clearing out the waste. Laziness doesn't show up loudly. It creeps in. It starts with small choices, sleeping in a little longer, scrolling when you should be working, saying I'll do it tomorrow when you know you should start now. You don't even notice it at first, but over time those choices build a wall between you and your potential, and soon you're stuck. Not because you're incapable, but because you're surrounded by things that make it easy to stay weak if you want to move forward. You need to cut those things off. No excuses. No second chances. You know exactly what keeps you lazy. You know the people, the habits, the routines, the apps, the thoughts. You don't need someone to point them out. You've seen them waste your time again and again. So now the question is, how much longer are you going to let them stay? Every day, you keep them in your life as another day, you delay your progress. This is about your future. This is about your goals, and you can't protect your comfort and chase growth at the same time. It takes honesty. To face this, you have to admit what's holding you back, and most people don't want to do that. They'd rather lie to themselves. They'd rather pretend they're just tired or not ready. But deep down, they know the truth. They're surrounded by things that make it easy to avoid work. They're stuck in routines that drain their drive. And until they cut those things out, nothing will change. You can buy books, watch videos, write goals, but none of it will matter if your environment keeps you lazy. You can't get strong while protecting your weaknesses. You can't rise while staying in the same cycle. Change starts with removal. You need to remove what wastes your time. You need to remove what makes you soft. You need to remove what makes you soft. You need to remove anything that encourages delay, distraction, or comfort. And no, it won't feel good at first. It will feel uncomfortable. It will feel like something's missing. But that's the space you need to create for discipline, for structure, for focus. And over time, you'll see the change. There is no success without structure. And structure doesn't survive in a lazy environment. If you want to build something great, you need to build a life that supports it. That means protecting your time. That means using your energy wisely. That means saying no to things that others say yes to. You don't have to be better than anyone else. You just have to be better than your old self. And your old self loved distractions. Your old self made excuses. That's the version you need to leave behind permanently. This is not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Ask yourself, does this help me grow, or does it hold me back? If it holds you back, it has to go. No matter how fun, familiar, or popular it is, you owe it to your future to be disciplined. Now, you can't keep saying someday while surrounding yourself with things that keep you stuck today. The truth is, what you allow will continue. If you allow laziness, it will stay. If you allow weakness, it will grow. But the moment you say enough, everything begins to shift. Think of the hours you've already lost. Think of the energy you've wasted on things that did nothing for your growth. That should make you angry. Not at the world, at the choices, at the patterns, at the laziness you let settle in your life. And if you're serious, that anger will turn into action. You'll start deleting the noise. You'll start waking up earlier. You'll stop negotiating with yourself. You'll stop allowing weakness, and slowly, day by day, the results will come. Not because of luck, but because of discipline. You can't cheat your way to your goals. You have to earn it. And that means getting rid of everything that pulls you in the wrong direction. This is how real change starts. By cutting, removing, and separating yourself from what no longer serves you. It's not easy, it's not fun, but it's necessary if you want what you say you want. Your actions need to match your words. It's time to clean up your environment. It's time to upgrade your habits. It's time to take full control. You'll never reach your highest level until you drop what's holding you down. You can't fly while carrying dead weight. So take a look around. Look at your routine, look at your habits. Look at your circle, and if something makes you lazy, distracted, unmotivated, or stuck, cut it, not later. Now that decision is what separates the ones who talk about their goals from the ones who actually achieve them. This is your life. This is your moment. Clear the space, earn the result, and don't look back. Number 5, keep showing up. Even when results are slow, most people give up too soon. They start something new, get excited, take a few steps. But when the results don't show up quickly, they stop. They lose interest. They tell themselves, maybe it wasn't the right time, or maybe they weren't meant for it. But here's the truth. Results are never instant. Real growth takes time. Real success is slow at the beginning. That's why consistency matters more than speed. You must keep showing up even when the progress is invisible. If you quit just because it's quiet, you'll never know what was waiting on the other side. Nothing meaningful happens overnight. When you plant a seed, it takes days, weeks, sometimes months before you see anything above the surface. But that doesn't mean nothing is happening. Progress often starts in silence. The real change is happening deep inside, in your habits, in your mindset, in your discipline. But if you stop just because you can't see it yet, you are walking away from everything you've built so far. Keep going. The work is doing more than you can see. And if you stay with it long enough, it will pay off. Most people quit right before the breakthrough. They were close, but they let frustration win. You don't have to be the fastest. You just have to be the one who refuses to disappear. Every time you show up, you're proving to yourself that you're serious. Every time you stay committed, you're building trust in yourself. That trust becomes your strength. It helps you push through the slow days, the hard weeks, the quiet progress. Show up when it's tough, and you'll eventually reach the day where it all clicks, but only if you keep showing up. It's easy to stay motivated when results are coming, when people notice, when progress is obvious, when you feel momentum. That part feels good, but those are not the moments that define you. What defines you is what you do when no one is watching, when your progress feels stuck, when your effort goes unnoticed. If you can keep moving forward during those seasons, you'll separate yourself from the crowd. You'll grow while others are quitting. You'll build strength while others are waiting to feel good again. And that's what makes all the difference. Discipline means doing the right thing, even when it feels pointless. It's getting up early, even when yesterday didn't show results. It's sticking to your plan, even when you don't feel like it. It's repeating the work without constantly needing a reward. The truth is, most of the progress happens when no one sees it, not even you. Your habits are shaping you behind the scenes, and one day the results will show up, all at once. But that moment won't happen without hundreds of quiet, consistent days first. That's why showing up matters. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do everything right, but you do need to be consistent. You need to build the habit of being dependable to your own goals. You need to prove to yourself that you can stay with something longer than a few days or weeks. Every time you stay with your routine, every time you choose effort over comfort, you build momentum. Even if it's small, that momentum starts to carry you through the tough days, and soon you realize quitting never actually helped anything. It's normal to feel tired. It's normal to wonder if it's working. But those thoughts are not a signal to stop. They're a test. That's the moment where your character grows. That's where the difference is made. Most people want comfort more than they want growth. But you're here for a reason. You want something more. And that means doing more. That means staying the course. When your emotions are pushing you to give up, that means working through the silence until the work starts speaking for itself. Progress is slow by nature. It's supposed to be. That's how it strengthens you. If it came easy, it wouldn't change you. But when it comes slowly, it builds patience, it teaches you focus, and it develops grit. These are the qualities that stay with you for life. You're not just building results, you're building a person, and that person will be ready for whatever comes next. So keep going, keep showing up. Let the others give up. You stay steady. That's how you win. That's how you earn what most never will. Don't confuse slow with failure. Don't let a quiet week or a hard month fool you into thinking you're not moving forward. Every rep, every step, every discipline choice is building something. Maybe you don't see it yet, but if you quit now, you'll never get to see it. Stay the course. Let time do its work. Let effort add up. Keep showing up, not because it's easy, but because it's right. The ones who win are not the most talented. They're the most consistent. They stayed in the game long after others walked away. You will get whatever you want if you learn to outlast the doubt. The noise, the slow days, and the setbacks. Show up every single day, even when it's boring, even when it's frustrating, even when the results are nowhere to be seen. Because if you keep showing up, the day will come when everything you work for starts to show. And when it does, you'll know it didn't happen by luck. It happened because you refused to give up. That's how you win. That's how real success is earned. Keep going. Number 6, write your goal down and look at it daily. That's the first mistake. If you can't write your goal on paper, you don't have one. You have a vague thought. Writing it down makes it real. It takes the dream from your head and puts it in front of you. Now, it's not just a feeling, it's a commitment. When it stays in your mind, it gets lost in distractions. But when you put it on paper, you give it shape. You give it a place in your life that can't be ignored. Writing your goal down gives your mind direction. It gives your day a purpose. It reminds you what matters. Every time you read it, your thoughts get sharper. You stop wasting energy on things that don't help you. Stay focused on what moves you forward. It's not just a sentence, it's a trigger. It trains your mind to filter out the noise. It becomes a compass that guides your decisions. When your goal is clear and in front of you daily, you stop chasing distractions. You start building discipline. Looking at your goal daily helps you stay emotionally connected to it. The world will pull your attention in every direction, but your goal brings you back. It reminds you why you started. It helps you get back on track when life gets heavy. Some days you'll feel tired, lost, or even unmotivated. That's when the paper matters most. Seeing your goal right in front of you gives you a reason to keep moving. It gives you strength when your feelings get weak. And that's exactly when most people quit, when they forget what they were working toward. Writing your goal down also shows you how serious you are. If you're not willing to put it in words, you won't do the work. That's the truth. You don't get what you want just because you think about it. Once in a while, you get it by turning it into something solid, something you can see, something you can remind yourself of every single day. It doesn't matter how small or big the goal is. What matters is your commitment to it. And that starts with putting it in writing and keeping it where you can't ignore it. Every day that you look at your written goal, you send a message to your brain. You tell it, this is where we're going. That message starts to shape your thoughts, your habits, your reactions. Your brain starts looking for ways to move you closer to that target. Without realizing it, you begin to shift how you spend your time. You begin to adjust your actions to support that outcome. That's how real change starts. Not from motivation, but from focus. And focus comes from seeing your target daily, until your actions match your intention. You can't improve what you ignore. And most people ignore their goals simply because they don't keep them in sight. They wake up and let the day decide what they do. But if your goal is the first thing you see in the morning, your day changes. You plan differently. You choose your time more carefully. You say no to things that don't help. Your energy gets directed instead of scattered. That's the power of clarity. That's the benefit of reminding yourself every day what you're really working for. Writing your goal doesn't just help you focus, it holds you accountable. Every time you look at it, you're reminded of your responsibility. It's easy to drift when no one's watching. It doesn't lie if you haven't made progress. It shows if you've been distracted. You'll feel it. That discomfort is useful. It pushes you to get back in alignment. It keeps you honest. That's how you stay committed. Not with emotion, but with structure. And the structure starts with that simple act of writing it down. Success is not a result of big moments. It's a result of daily choices. And your written goal helps you make those choices wisely. You don't need to guess where to put your effort. You don't need to wonder what matters most. It's right in front of you every day. That kind of clarity creates momentum. It helps you build consistency, and consistency is what leads to results. Not luck, not waiting, not hoping, but showing up day after day, led by a goal you've chosen and committed to with your full attention. If you write your goal down and look at it every day, something powerful happens. It becomes part of you. It's no longer just an idea, it becomes a standard. You stop hoping for success and start expecting it. The more you stop doubting yourself and start acting like it's already on the way, that belief is everything. It changes how you speak, how you carry yourself, how you face problems. And all of that begins with one simple habit: putting your goal in writing and making it the center of your focus every single day. You can't get whatever you want by being casual about your goal. You get it by being clear, consistent, and committed. Writing your goal down and looking at it daily is not just a tip, it's a tool. It's a way to train your mind, direct your actions, and stay connected to your vision. If you take it seriously, it will change your decisions. It will change your discipline, and in time it will change your life. So take the time, write it down, keep it in front of you, and let that goal pull the best out of you every day. Number 7, build daily discipline that forces consistent progress forward. If you want to get whatever you want, you need to stop depending on motivation and start building daily discipline. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel it, most days you don't. But discipline doesn't wait for a mood. It's a decision you make every day, no matter how you feel. It's waking up and doing what needs to be done, even when you're tired, busy, or distracted. That's how consistent progress is made. Discipline puts you in control. It takes you out of the emotional cycle and into a system of action that never stops moving forward. Discipline gives structure to your life. It takes the guesswork out of your day. Instead of asking yourself what you feel like doing, you already know. You've built a routine. You follow it. That structure makes you efficient. It removes the space for delay or distraction. When you practice discipline daily, your results stop. Depending on luck, you no longer wait for the right moment. You create it one action at a time, 1 hour at a time, and before you know it, your effort turns into real progress that keeps building step after step. Most people stay stuck because they only act when they feel ready. That's why their progress is random. They push hard for a few days, then disappear for weeks. That cycle kills growth. Discipline breaks that pattern. It keeps you steady. It builds pressure in the right direction. You don't fall behind when you're consistent. Even when the pace is slow, you're still moving, and that steady movement builds momentum. Once you feel momentum, everything changes. It becomes easier to keep going, not because it's less work, but because you've trained yourself to keep showing up. Discipline also teaches you who you really are. When you stick to something hard, when you follow through, even when no one is watching, you start building trust in yourself. That trust becomes your foundation. It makes you stronger, more focused, and more determined. You no longer need outside praise. You stop chasing shortcuts. You start working with purpose. That inner strength can't be bought. It's built with small choices made daily without excuses. The kind of choices most people skip because they don't see instant results. But the results are coming for those who stay consistent. You can't build anything great on random habits. You need daily discipline to create lasting success. That means planning your time. That means doing the boring work. That means saying no to what feels easy so you can say yes to what moves you forward. It's not exciting at first, but it's effective. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being reliable. Can you count on yourself to do what needs to be done? That's the question. If the answer is yes, you're already ahead of most people. If not, it's time to change that. Starting today, every successful person you admire follows a daily system. They don't rely on chance. They use discipline to create their results. They don't wait for inspiration. They do the work, whether they feel inspired or not. That's what makes the difference. That's what builds progress that lasts. You have the same 24 hours, but what you do with them depends on your discipline. You can waste them in comfort, or you can use them for progress. Every hour is a vote, and if you keep voting for growth, your life will change. Guaranteed. Discipline is a decision, not a feeling. You decide to keep going. You decide to keep working. You decide to show up when it's hard. Those decisions shape your future. They sharpen your focus. They strengthen your habits. And over time, they shape the life you want. It doesn't happen in a week. It happens day after day when you stay locked in on your priorities. That's how people rise, not with big moves once in a while, but with steady action repeated again and again. That's what separates the committed from the casual. When you have daily discipline, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. You need to be clear about what matters. And you need to protect your time from things that don't. That means turning off distractions. That means getting uncomfortable. That means following through on your plans. And the more you do that, the easier it gets. You don't think about it. You just do it. It becomes who you are. Discipline turns into identity, and once it becomes part of you, it drives every area of your life. Progress without discipline doesn't last. It fades. But progress built on daily action stays. That kind of progress sticks. It becomes part of your routine. It becomes something you depend on. And when other people are losing momentum, you're still moving. You're still building. You're still getting closer to your goal. Not because you're more talented, but because you're more disciplined. You've made the choice to treat your goals seriously. And that choice keeps pushing you forward. That's how success is built, with effort. You repeat, not with effort. You restart. You can get whatever you want, but only if you're willing to work for it every single day. Not once in a while, not when it's convenient, but daily. You need to build discipline that keeps your progress alive even when no one is watching. You need to stay focused on the process, not just the outcome. And when you do that, the results will follow, not because of magic, but because of hard work done consistently over time. That's the real formula. That's the real power. And it all begins with one decision: to be disciplined today. Number 8, prove through action that you are ready to receive. You say you want something, but the real question is, are you acting like it? Most people speak about success, but very few prove they're ready for it. Talking is easy. Wishing is easy. But nothing changes until you take action that matches the level of what you say you want. Life doesn't respond to talk. It responds to movement. If your actions are weak, your results will be too. If you want to receive something big, you need to show through your behavior that you're prepared to handle it. Work for it and protect it. You don't attract what you want just because you ask. You attract what you're prepared for. The opportunity comes when your habits show you're serious. If your life is still full of procrastination, if your effort is low, if your discipline is inconsistent, you're not ready, and life knows it. Success doesn't land in the hands of people who hope. It lands in the hands of those who are ready to manage the pressure, the responsibility, and the standard that comes with it. If you want it, prove it. Not by saying more, but by doing more. Preparation is the proof. when you take action before the reward, when you do the work without guarantees, that's what moves things. That's what shifts life in your favor. Every action you take is a signal. It tells life you're ready. If you skip days, make excuses, or wait for things to get easier, the message you send is that you're not prepared. You can't receive something great if you're still acting casual. Great things require a different level of behavior, mindset, and energy. You get rewarded for what you show, not for what you say. You can set big goals, talk about your dreams, even write them down, but none of it matters if your actions don't support them. When your behavior and your words don't match, your life stays stuck. If you want to move forward, your daily effort has to align with your expectations. People expect results without effort. They expect change without sacrifice. But it doesn't work that way. You must rise to the level of what you want before it ever shows up in your hands. You'll never be handed something you haven't proven you can handle. That's the filter life uses. If you want more, you have to become more. If you want better, you have to live better. That means showing up with consistency. That means doing hard things. That means holding yourself to a standard, even when no one is checking. When your life shows structure, your actions show discipline, and your decisions show responsibility, that's when the opportunity comes. That's when life says you're ready now, but not a second before. Most people wait for signs. They wait for things to get easier. They wait for someone to believe in them. That's not how this works. You don't wait to be ready. You act like you're ready before the result shows up. That's how the result finds you. Waiting is a trap. It keeps people stuck in cycles of thinking and planning without ever doing. But the ones who win are the ones who act, even if they're not perfect, even if they don't feel ready. Their action makes them ready. That's the shift that changes everything. Every time you act with intention, you build proof. You build evidence that you're not hoping for change. You're not hoping for change. You're creating it. That kind of energy moves things. It influences people. It builds trust in yourself. It shows you're dependable. And over time, those small actions add up. They become your story. They become your identity. And that identity attracts better situations, stronger results, and more confidence. All because you stopped talking and started proving. The more you prove, the more prepared you become. And the more prepared you become, the more you receive. If you don't show up fully, life won't give you full rewards. That's a hard truth. Most ignore, they do the bare minimum and expect a breakthrough, but life doesn't work like that. Life rewards those who over-deliver, who stay focused when it's boring, who follow through even when it's uncomfortable. If you want big things, you have to give big effort, and you have to give that effort now. Not when conditions are perfect, not when you feel motivated. The clock is always ticking, and you show you're ready by using your time. While there are no shortcuts to readiness, there's no secret to success that skips action. You can't trick your way into results. You build them, you earn them, and it starts the moment you decide to act like what you want already belongs to you. That's not arrogance, that's alignment. When your actions match your vision, you stop delaying progress, you stop getting in your own way. You take full control of your effort, and that effort reshapes your environment, your confidence, and your outcome. But you must move like you mean it, every single day. You will get whatever you want if you prove you're ready to receive it. That proof is in your habits, it's in your focus, it's in your ability to stay committed. Without applause, don't say it, show it. Don't hope, build, don't wish, work. Every step you take with purpose is a signal to life that you're serious, that you're not waiting, that you're not hoping for luck, that you've already decided to earn it. If you want something, don't just want it quietly. Live in a way that makes it impossible to ignore. That's how it comes to you. Number 9, wake up early and get ahead every day. If you want to get ahead in life, you have to stop wasting the first few hours of your day. Waking up early is not just about starting before others. It's about setting the tone. It gives you space to think clearly, plan your time, and get moving before the world starts pulling at you. When you wake up late, you start behind. Your day feels rushed. You're already reacting instead of leading. But when you get up early, you're in charge. You take control before anyone else has the chance to distract or delay you from what matters. Your mind is sharpest in the early hours. That's when you have the most control over your thoughts. There's less noise, fewer distractions, and more clarity. When you use those hours, right, the rest of your day gets easier. You're not scrambling, you're not confused. You've already made decisions, done the hard things, and built momentum. People who wake up early are often more focused, more calm, and more productive. Not because they have more time, but because they use time better. They've learned that discipline in the morning creates success all day long. The morning gives you a chance to get ahead, not just in tasks, but in mindset. Most people start their day with their phone messages or the news that sets their mind on other people's priorities. But when you wake up early with purpose, you set your own tone. You move your body, organize your thoughts, and plan with intention. You decide what matters, and then you act on it. You don't rush through it. You don't wait for motivation. You take full ownership of your energy from the moment the day begins. Success doesn't belong to the talented. It belongs to the prepared. Waking up early is one way to prepare. It shows you respect time. It shows you're serious about growth. It builds habits that lead to consistency. When you start early, you remove the excuse of not having enough time. You realize time was always there. You are just giving it to the wrong things. You can read, you can plan, you can train, you can work. Those early hours are yours, and how you use them will show in the results you create over time. You build confidence when you keep a promise to yourself. Waking up early is a daily promise. It's saying, I'm willing to do what's hard now so I can live better later. That mindset separates people who succeed from people who struggle. It's not about being a morning person. It's about being the kind of person who does what needs to be done, even when it's uncomfortable. When you wake up early, you beat the part of yourself that wants comfort. That alone gives you an edge. It sharpens your discipline before the day even starts. You don't have to do everything in the morning, just the right things. A strong start makes room for better decisions. You'll be less reactive, less rushed, and more intentional. You won't start your day behind schedule or apologizing for lateness. Instead, you'll be clear, steady, and one step ahead. And that one step adds up over time. It becomes 5 steps, 10 steps, a whole level above where you started. You get ahead not just by speed, but by consistency. Waking up early gives you more chances to stay on track with fewer distractions. Most people don't get what they want because they never find the time to focus. But time is not the problem, focus is. And the morning is the best time to train your focus. There are no meetings, no texts, no noise, just you and the day ahead. That's your window. That's where your best thinking can happen. That's when you can look at your life and ask what needs to change and actually hear the answer. The quiet of the morning gives you truth, and from that truth you can build action that actually leads somewhere. Discipline in the morning teaches you control. When you control your time, you control your results. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop chasing energy. You stop starting your day on other people's terms. Waking up early is a choice. It's not natural for most people, but that's the point. Doing what's uncomfortable first thing in the morning trains your mind to handle pressure. It shows you that growth isn't about ease, it's about decisions. You make the decision to get up, and that decision follows you all day long in the form of self-respect. You never regret waking up early. You might feel tired for a few minutes, but the pride and control you feel afterward outweigh that completely. Every time you do it, you're telling yourself, my goal matters, my time matters, my future matters. That kind of message sinks deep. It builds self-worth, it builds discipline, it builds results, and those results give you a different level of confidence, not because you're lucky, but because you earned it. You showed up when it was hard. You kept showing up, and your life started moving because of it. If you want to get whatever you want, start by getting up with purpose. Don't wait for the world to push you. Get up before the noise. Make decisions before the distractions. Move your body, focus your thoughts, and take small actions that move you forward. Do this every day, and soon you'll be ahead of the old. You, the one who used to snooze, delay, and rush. Your success starts before the sun rises. That's where momentum is built. That's where winners separate themselves, not because they had more time, but because they respected time more. Number 10, act like your future depends on today. If you truly want to get whatever you want, you must begin treating today like it matters more than anything else. Most people think their future is shaped by some big event down the road, but the truth is your future is built right here. And the choices you make today, you don't become successful overnight. You build success one decision at a time. Every hour, every task, every choice adds up. If you waste today, you weaken your foundation. If you use today wisely, you give yourself real power. What you do today creates what you'll live tomorrow. You don't get ahead by doing everything perfectly. You get ahead by being serious about each day. That means showing up, even when you don't feel like it. That means taking care of the small things that others ignore. That means putting your energy where it actually counts. Most people push things off, thinking they'll catch up later, but later never works without now. If you don't value today, your future won't value you. Time doesn't wait, either you use it or you lose it. That's the reality. Your future depends on whether you act like today matters. Look around at your life. Everything good or bad in it is a result of how you've treated your past days. That's how life works. It pays you based on how seriously you've taken your time. And if you're not happy with what you have right now, the only way to change it is to act differently today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. If your future self could talk to you right now, it would beg you to stop wasting time. It would tell you to treat today like it's the only chance you've got, because it is. When you treat today like it matters, you start showing up differently. You don't skip your routine. You don't wait for motivation. You don't let small excuses steal big time. You start thinking clearly. You start choosing better. You make decisions that help you move forward, not decisions that give you a quick escape. You take care of your health, your money, your habits, your goals, not because you feel like it, but because you respect your future. That's the shift that changes everything. You start living with purpose instead of drifting through the day. There are no guarantees about tomorrow. You don't know what it will bring, but you have full control of how you show up today, and that's more than enough. When you use this day, well, you create something solid. You create progress, you create momentum. Most people waste days and wonder why their life isn't changing. The answer is simple. If you treat today like it's disposable, your future becomes uncertain. But if you treat today like it's the foundation of something important, your future becomes strong. You build confidence by earning it one action at a time. If you really mean it, when you say you want to change, then act like it now. Take responsibility, remove distractions, show discipline. Stop waiting for permission to move forward. You're not stuck because life is unfair. You're stuck because you've delayed too long, and that stops today from now on. Treat every day like it counts, because it does. No one is coming to rescue your time. No one is going to force you to be great. That's your job. The people who build a better future are the ones who take daily ownership. When you take today seriously, you develop stronger habits. You stop being reactive and start being intentional. You stop complaining and start fixing you. Stop explaining and start executing. That's how your future shifts. It's not about what you wish for, It's about what you're doing right now while no one's watching, while no one's clapping. Success shows up for the people who do the work in silence, the ones who take small steps every day, the ones who understand that today isn't just another day, it's the most important one you'll ever have. Living like your future depends on today doesn't mean you rush through life. It means you pay attention. It means you stop wasting moments on things that don't matter. It means you give energy to what builds you instead of what breaks you. That's not pressure. That's purpose. When you understand that your actions today create the life you'll live later, you stop being careless, you stop settling, you stop living on autopilot, and you start making real progress that you can feel. One decision, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. You just have to ask yourself, what can I do today that helps my future? And then go do it. The answer won't always be big or impressive. Sometimes it's reading, sometimes it's saving money, sometimes it's cleaning up your space or showing up to your routine. But each time you do that, you're proving that you're serious. And when you do it long enough, life responds not with luck, but with results. Your future rewards your present discipline, not your past. Excuses. You can have whatever you want if you start acting like your future depends on what you do today, because it does. Your time is your responsibility. Your choices are your tools. What you build or destroy is up to you. So don't waste today waiting for motivation. Don't waste it thinking about how hard it is. Use it, move, build, progress. Decide now that you'll treat this day with respect, because it's the only one that's in your hands. The future you want starts today, not tomorrow, not someday. It starts right here, and it starts with you. Now you know the truth. Getting whatever you want isn't about luck, talent, or waiting for the right moment. It's about what you do every single day. It's about building discipline, ignoring distractions, cutting out excuses, and proving through action that you're ready. If you stay focused, stay consistent, and stop waiting for someone to push you, your results will come. The choice is yours. Now you can go back to doing what's easy, or you can step up and live like your future depends on what you do today, because it does. So take this message seriously. Look at your life, look at your habits, look at your time, and ask yourself, am I living like someone who deserves what I want? If not, change it. Start now. Start today. Thank you for watching. Now go do the work and make your future something you're proud of.